It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibbin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Okay, and we have to say hello and welcome to everyone that tuned into another Mikey Live program. How are you doing today? I do hope that you had yourself a good day. I mean, despite it all, it started really rough. Boy, the day started really rough. We're going to be talking about that and more. We've got a date from the new National Party regarding its convention. We'll tell you about that. Grenada is currently under flood warning. We'll talk to you about that as well. And we have an update from NAWASA, and the Prime Minister addressed the nation regarding flooding issues, and so at today's press conference. So we have got more to talk to you about. One vehicle was destroyed by fire last night. We'll talk about that as well. There's a drive for national cleanup campaign. We'll talk to you about that as well. Gotta let you know the headlines was brought to you through the kind compliments of Coats Grenada Limited, Digital NAWASA, Real Value IGA Supermarket, Superb Distributors, Infinite Contractors, Beacon Insurance, and all the other sponsors on board. We are happy to have you with us. Stay tuned. We shall be back very shortly. Don't forget, someone sharing tonight's program will receive some free credits, compliments, digital, and that lucky person might just be you. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
Black Friday starts now at Courts. This Friday, November 22nd, the only Black Friday sale that matters.
I'm telling all you, that ad bad for days. So, ladies and gentlemen, boy, it ain't stopping. Just when we thought we had enough flooding and we had enough rain, last night, I don't know. Let me tell you how it went for me, right? I went to bed earlier than normal, And I woke up, sometimes when I wake up halfway, and I wake up halfway and I find out just hearing my phone going off, it going off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? What is my phone? The thing is, I just put away my phone when I hear it in bed. I don't want to see it, I don't want to hear it. But I find something wrong. When I check the phone, the whole place flood out. Messages from everywhere. People sending footage, clips, videos, pictures, voice notes, messages about what was happening in the area. I didn't hear the amount of rain for that degree of flooding that we saw this morning, but it happened anyway. Immediately, the government responded by saying that there will be no school. Not that they couldn't even have school, even if they wanted to. The roads were blocked, many bridges blocked, rivers. I mean, in many of the parishes, overflowing its banks, bridges, high. You're wondering how the hell the water reached to that level. Is what we experienced today. This was one person who was really shocked with what he was seeing this morning.
In the road? You look so bad on it, but kinda might be dangerous.
This was the site at Wester Hall. Yes, by the entrance to Lacolom, and in the distance you see students and people who want to go to work. They can't go nowhere. Look in the background over there at the top edge center screen. No, top right. So people wanted to get to work. People wanted to get to school, and that was not going to happen. That was not the only place. There was so many landslides. Of course, we saw so many landslides in areas that you don't expect to experience those landslides. But again, you'll understand now, given the fact that we've had so much rain, even if we had a couple hours of sun, but the soil is still saturated. The surface may seem a little dry, but beneath, you find that it is still a bit saturated, and that is what caused a lot of the flooding that we saw today. But my God, let me just show you one video, because I'm sure you have seen so many other videos already, so we're not going to reinvent the wheel. You have seen so many stadium, I mean, you just name it, experienced flooding today. We heard from so the government who closed the schools. There was a press conference today, and the Minister for Infrastructure, MIT, Minister Andy, they were calling on people to get involved in the cleanup campaign, because it's going to take a lot. It is going to take a lot to get us back to where we were in terms of, the sides of the roads and stuff like that, because it is so messy. It looks like a scene from Ivan, from back in the day. Trust me. So we are happy today to not hear of any person getting seriously injured, but for homes, there were some people who lost their homes due to landslides. Rockfall and landslides and so on happening. The Prime Minister, for the first time, because I'm sure that he was away, and you're all aware that he was away, on his return, said that he had to take a look at some of the areas that were affected in St. David. And then there was a press conference that was held today. And, he took the opportunity to express condolence to the family of the young teacher who died last Tuesday. It's just about a week. What, today is Tuesday? Yeah. A wrong week. You understand? And spoke about what we have been experiencing in recent days.
Good for the last 10 days or so for us in Grenada, CARICOM, and PT Martinique, because of the climatic challenges that we are facing. I first, however, want to start by expressing on my own behalf, on behalf of the government and the people of Grenada, our profound condolences to the family, friends, and relatives of Mrs. Trinella Frank Purcell, in particular to her father, Raymond Frank, her husband, Kenji Purcell, and the child of Mrs. Trinella Frank Purcell. I also extend condolences and sympathy to the staff, management, and students of the Grace Lutheran School where Mrs. Purcell taught, and the staff of Glenegg where her husband works. As you may be aware, it was a very painful experience to learn of the news that Mrs. Purcell regrettably died when she attempted to make her way to collect her child from school in light of the significant flash flooding and excess rainfall that we were experiencing. This is obviously a very painful time for her family, her husband, her child, her father, those who know her, and we ask you to sincerely remember her in your prayers and in your thoughts, and for those who are close to the family to continue supporting them in every way we can. This episode is a painful one, and it reminds us of the significant challenge we face as a nation arising from climate change. Grenada CARICOM, PT Martinique has faced in the last 11 months the quadruple threat of a drought that lasted for the better part of the first 6 months of the year, that led to us imposing water restrictions. We then had the major disaster of Hurricane Beryl right at the commencement of the traditional rainy season. We now have the calamity of excess rainfall, agitated seas. We have to appreciate that the drought would have in many instances significantly impacted the vegetation in Grenada. This has been made 2 times worse by the enormous destruction to the agricultural sector and by extension our forests and farming sector, which has made our hillsides and our mountains highly vulnerable to excess rainfall. And compounded by agitated seas and high tides, it means that in our low-lying areas, when we have the kind of excess rainfall that we've had over the last 10 days, we will have significant flooding. The effect of this has been significant damage, and it has left many parts of the country vulnerable. Our roads have been impacted, our bridges have been impacted, our sea defenses have been impacted, schools, government facilities, businesses. You heard from Mr. Terence Smith, the General Manager of NAWASA, of the significant damage to NAWASA's infrastructure, and he's made it clear that the damage is in fact more significant than the damage from Hurricane Beryl. While we have not had major reports of damage to the power lines, we still have significant risk to electricity arising from the slides. And in many instances, we have not been able to clear the slides as quickly as we would wish because there is still significant danger from continued sliding of the soil and from trees falling on the power lines. And so in some instances, we have to await Grenelec giving the all clear and having the trees themselves cut first before we can move to clear the landslides. The Met Office has indicated that we are likely to continue to see rainfall throughout the week, including on the weekend. So it is incumbent on all of us to put our safety first. We have to ensure that if we do not need to be on the road, that we don't go on the road. We have to ensure that if we do not need to be in flood-prone or low-lying areas, that we are not there. In some instances, homes have been completely destroyed as a result of the landslides, or in many instances, completely compromised. There has been significant flooding of businesses in particular places like Grenville and St. David, and homes and national infrastructure assets, such as right where we are here at the Ministerial Complex and at the National Stadium and in the River Road area. There are significant landslides on some of the main roads, the Western Main Road and parts of St. David.
Thank you very much.
We are not yet out of the woods.
Thank you very much, Prime Minister. And speaking of not being out of the woods, yes, Grenada is currently under flood warning. We have received the information from the National Disaster Management Agency this afternoon. It says that NADMA reminds the general public that the Meteorological Office has issued a flood and landslide warning for the state of Grenada for today, Tuesday, November 19, 2024. This is as a result of a surface trough in the vicinity of the Windward Islands. Moisture and instability associated with this surface trough will continue to affect the island chain. Consequently, the flood and landslide warning remains in effect. If there is additional rainfall this evening and tonight, the chance of landslides and flooding will increase. The Met Office and the NADMA will continue to monitor the situation and provide timely updates. Citizens are urged to be very vigilant, monitor the water and the weather conditions, and pay attention to the information issued by the Met Office and NADMA. All right, so here we are, and we are telling you that we are under a flood warning, and we are likely to get some rain, and any degree of rain can pose a flood hazard and or landslides. So please be guided accordingly, be vigilant. Again, check out our social media page, NADMA, when you wake up in the morning, just to make sure that everything is okay, that it is safe to go out. I know that today they were asking persons to stay off the road to allow for the emergency vehicles to get some time to attend to, emergencies. And so we have to, again, continue to monitor the situation. We're also hearing tonight from NAWASA. According to NAWASA, at the end of the first business day post-event, NAWASA has successfully reopened 75% of the affected water systems, totaling 12 out of 16 facilities. All right. The current situation, we can tell you, they reopened and fully operated. The lines that are reopened and fully operational are Bonaccord, or the systems, let's say systems, right? So Bonaccord, Brandon Hall, Rady, Spring Gardens, Mama Cans, Pleasance, Munich, Montreal, and Fontaine. All these places are receiving water. Systems that are pending full restoration, and the restoration is expected sometime later tonight. Concord. All right, so operating at reduced capacity due to the potentially blocked intake. Distribution of water in that area is expected to resume about 11 o'clock tonight. Mount Agnes, the system is recharging with minor leak repairs are underway, and distribution is to resume. That was supposed to happen earlier tonight, so I'm hoping that you're able to get your water by now. For the Peggy's Whim, the dams have been unblocked, and they say that the plant is currently recharging. Distribution should have resumed by now. In terms of restoration, that is expected for tomorrow. Moncton, the dam has been cleared, and repairs to the broken main is ongoing, and restoration should be completed or be ready for 4 p.m. tomorrow. Tufton Hall, the dam has been cleared, and the plant has been recharged, but a damaged main has delayed the distribution, so the expected restoration is about 4 p.m. tomorrow, Wednesday. In terms of the Maribo water system, raw water transmission line is damaged. Repairs is expected to commence on Wednesday. That is due to the land conditions, and some communities will receive a supply on Wednesday, November 28th, and based on the elevation that where you live in, you might expect to get some water a little bit later on. In terms of the Mardi Gras system, the pump is operating at slightly reduced capacity after being unclogged. Restoration is expected by 6 o'clock tomorrow, God's willing. So that is the update that we have for you as it relates to water. If you do not have water in your area and you have not heard NAWASA speak of it, chances are that they're not aware. No one has made a report about that particular problem. It could be an isolated one, so you're advised to please report that. All right, again, we are going to continue to monitor all of the utilities, Grenlec, NAWASA, and once we get information, of course, you will see that as customary, we will be sharing that with you. Last night was no ordinary night for one family. What I understand is that the man was driving his vehicle, and then one of the residents said that they heard 2 explosions. And when they looked out, they saw a fire. One vehicle engulfed in flames in St. David. The fire services were called in. As I understand it, they were very diligent and were able to get that fire under control. Again, this incident happened last night in St. David, and so the fire services were called. The drivers and so in the area, they were very patient as the fire department tried their best to get that fire under control. And we did hear from the family who reported that the driver escaped unhurt. So we're at least happy to hear that. You understand? Yeah, man. So again, and we thank our contributor. We have a contributor in that area who is very vigilant, is always on the ball, supplying us with the necessary information of things that happen in the particular area. All right, so we want to say thank you. Yeah. Okay. Where are we going now? What else do I have to tell you about? Oh yeah, boy. I want closer. I don't know what I'll do now, boy, if I drive in a vehicle and then a few minutes later, I just engulf in flames. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do. All right. What else? Oh yeah, boy. We have another thing to tell you. Hear that piece? Y'all always wanted to ask. Y'all making us sit up melee. People want to know when is the business? Well, the announcement is made. Let me get thing for you. Don't push me now, man. Let me get thing for all you. Don't rush me now. Is on that? Okay, here we go. As my son will say. Now, the new National Party has announced the official date for the 2024 convention. All right, the executive of the new National Party, on the recommendation of the leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has officially set the date for the party's convention. The convention will take place on Sunday, December 15, 2024. Again, the date, December 15, 2024. All right. So don't forget the National Cleanup Drive being promoted by the Ministry of Infrastructure. We had Minister Andy Williams, talking about that today, encouraging people to be part of the process, as it's going to take a collective effort to get this going. All right. The Ministry of Mobilization Implementation and the Transformation, MIT, say that they are launching a national cleanup campaign with immediate effect, and that is to address the significant impact of the ongoing heavy rainfall across Grenada. It says that the initiative calls on all Grenadians to unite in the effort to ensure the safety, cleanliness, and proper functioning of our communities. The focus of the campaign is on clearing drains and pathways of the debris that is there to reduce the risk of flooding and ensure public safety. The ministry encourages all citizens, organizations, and community groups to actively participate in the cleaning and maintaining of their surroundings. The public support is vital, they say, to protecting lives, infrastructure, and the environment during this period of adverse weather conditions. In collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure, the Physical Development, Public Utilities, and Civil Aviation and Transportation, MIT, is also conducting efforts to address landslides. Citizens are encouraged to report landslides, that is requiring equipment assistance. Call 449-6183. We put a whole thing on the page so you can go check it out. Now, we are due for a break. And when we come back from that break, we've got for you the national report, of course, and you'll hear more from our Prime Minister and from the government regarding the current situation as it relates to our weather. Family members, we shall be back shortly. But even before we go, we still need to tell you about the weather, because I see that we received an update from the Met office. Just refresh to make sure that I have the most recent update from the Met office, All right. So, boy. Yes, so, Olio, just hold on. Just filtering through just to make sure that I have the latest update. And in terms of the forecast, I have a forecast for midday. I don't know. I can't be giving a midday forecast here, man. Hold on. unless it's somewhere else. I ain't getting no midday focus all crazy. There we are. There we go. So when this particular meteorologist sends me, it goes in my junk. So here we go. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy with light to moderate showers, which may become heavy at times, and possible thunderstorms. Now tonight's minimum temperature 24.5 degrees Celsius. That's cold. And there's a warning, a flood and landslide warning, and that's possible in vulnerable areas. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 8 to 18 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. For Wednesday, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate morning showers, which may become heavy at times, and possible thunderstorms improving by afternoon. There's a warning for tomorrow morning again, for tomorrow. Flooding and landslides possible in vulnerable areas. Max temperature for tomorrow is expected to be about 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum 25. Much warmer day tomorrow. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. By the way, I forgot to tell you this. In St. Vincent, there was a very weird sighting that has them wondering what the hell is going on and on. What the hell is going on? A meteoroid. They don't know what it is, but it's like a light. Just, well, what should I say? Flying? I don't know. Flying through? Because I really don't know what it did. I don't know if it has a propeller. I don't know if it's dropping. I don't know. But anyway, this have them people in SVG going crazy. In fact, it is breaking the internet. Here it is.
May I shake?
There's a meteoroid. So you guys say it, you know, eh?
Now we can verify this. Well, so many people. They've got different videos. There are different angles of it. So I don't know what it is. Probably we'll get to know soon. Once it starts to go viral, we will hear what really it is. But this is what people have been seeing, or people have seen in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. They are right next to us, so I'm sure we will have Grenadians who also say that they would have seen this. All right, so it is a matter of time. Like I said, once it is going viral, then people will start talking, and then we will probably narrow it down to what it really is. But it is weird. I remember seeing something like that after Ivan. A couple of days after Ivan, lying down on the bed, no electricity. We were just watching the mountains, and then we just see this thing whoosh, and it was like an explosion. It's easier to see these things when there's no electricity because, of course, the skies are less lit. So lights are more visible, like the natural lights are more visible when you have electricity being out. I don't know if that's the situation in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. However, this is what they saw, and this is what now they are talking about. Soon we will know exactly. We will know exactly what that was. What else do we have for you? We need to get this one out. Big up to the people on YouTube. Yeah, all the people on YouTube. Hillary's always there. Suzanne is always there. Kathy, Marcus, and Marcel. All the people who's usually on YouTube. We want to say hello to you. And also on Facebook. All the Facebook people like Kireen, Shireen, Java, Veronica, Nova. Did I say Java? Yes, Java, Diana, everybody. Somebody say a UFO. Ha! Well, it's a UFO, but what we don't know is a UFO. UFO means unidentified flying object. It doesn't mean that it's an alien. UFO just means that it's unidentified. So for now, it is a UFO. To be quite right, to be politically correct, it is a UFO because we do not know what it is. But we will. Okay, we will. Who else is there with us? Jacinta, what's going on? And Stephanie, and Hazel and Hazel. Everybody, blessings, all right? You want me to, what is it, sing your song? This is a song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they continue singing it forever just because. Who's gonna join me? This is a song that doesn't end. Come on, join me. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend. Some people started singing it, not knowing what it was, and they continue singing it forever just because. We're taking a break and we're coming back, and when we come back, we will have for you the national report. So family, stay right there. We will be back.
It's time to do better. Beacon's Be Better Group Health Plan now offers new and improved options that make health insurance affordable for small to medium businesses. Good medical cover gives you a competitive edge and takes care of the people that take care of your business. Get a better plan to build a better business. Call Beacon or log on to beacon.co.tt for more info today.
Welcome to the future of shopping with Real Value IGA mobile app. Now, your favorite supermarket is right in your pocket. Whether you're a student, a busy parent, or in the diaspora shopping for friends and family at home, a Yachty, or a Grenadian, our mobile app has you covered. Shop online with our mobile app from anywhere and enjoy free delivery to St. George and St. David. Or you can pick up your groceries in-store, hassle-free. Convenience, savings, and a seamless experience in Grenada. All right here at your fingertips. Download the Real Value IGA mobile app and start shopping today. Real Value IGA, bringing the supermarket to you.
Affordable quality products delivered to you via superb service. We are superb distributors, wholesalers and authorized agents for trusted products you know and love, like Rika Juices, Pure Heaven products, Bibin diapers, New Bright laundry detergent, Allegra pasta, and more.
Contact Superb Distributors at 435-2948 for superb quality and service.
Infinite Contractors and Machinery. We are your one-stop engineering and consultancy company with experience locally, regionally, and internationally. We provide excavation services and engineering consultancy, construction of residential and commercial structures, civil works such as drainage, retaining walls, roads, concrete patio services, paving services, concrete driveway services, remodeling and renovation, painting services, styling services, and so much more. Ask about our rental services of excavators, heavy equipment, metal formwork, and steel prop. Contact us today via telephone number 537-9675 or email infinitecontractors19@gmail.com.
Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store now has amazing deals, special discounted prices on wedding sets, watches, and selected jewelry. We sell top brand jewelry and watches like Citizen, Guess, and Klein, and G-Shock, all at the best prices in Grenada. We also buy scrap gold and offer the best deals and customer service on the island. Opening hours Mondays to Saturdays, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Diamond Intercontinental Jewelry Store, located at the Esplanade Mall, St. George's, Grenada. Visit our brand new remodeled store or call us on telephone number 414-3114, 232-1234 or WhatsApp 533-1581. Sale is on for a limited time only.
at any time and have it delivered to you right here in Grenada at yogo.gd.
Ever wonder how water goes from its natural source to coming out of our tap crystal clear and safe to drink? Well, let me introduce you to NAWASA! Grenada's National Water and Sewage Authority. They are the water wizards behind it all. Yay! A whopping 95% of all water comes from surface sources. This water might look muddy now, but wait until you see the transformation.
First, they add a non-toxic chemical to the water. This brings particles together, forming clumps in a process called coagulation. Next, a gentle stir helps the particles clump together. This is called flocculation. Gravity does its thing and the clumps settle to the bottom. This is sedimentation. Then the water is passed through a bed of sand. This filtration removes up to 95% of bacteria. See the difference? Now our water is clear and nearly bacteria free. Lastly, chlorine is added for disinfection, killing any remaining bacteria and making the water safe to drink.
And that, my friends, is how NAWASA brings pure, refreshing water from their surface sources to our pipes, our wash pan, our buckets, whatever you think about.
This advertisement is the first in a series showcasing NAWASA's operations. Stay tuned for more in-depth insights into our services and initiatives.
Black Friday starts now at Courts. This Friday, November 22nd, the only Black Friday sale that matters.
This is the GIS News for Tuesday, November 19th, 2024. I am Rakisha St. Louis. In the headlines, Grenada experiences severe flooding and landslides in a matter of days as surface trough causes persistent rain. We'll have details to this story and more when we return.
Individuals in Carrico, Petit Martinique, St. Patrick, St. Mark, St. John and St. Andrew. Have you lost your main source of income as a result of Hurricane Beryl? Well, listen up. The Beryl Relief Income Support Program BRISP is here to help you. The program is led by the Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs in partnership with the United Nations World Food Program. Applications for the program has been launched. To apply, visit one of the designated application centers in your parish during the application designated days. Only selected applicants will be enrolled in the program and receive support for 6 months. For information on the project, the application time for each parish, and to find the nearest application center, please call 534-9958 from Monday to Friday, 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Remember, you can only apply within the application designated days in your parish, so make sure to act quickly. The assessments will be in Carrico and Petit Martinique from 18 November to 29 November 2024. Bogles Multipurpose Center Pre-Primary School upstairs. Hillsborough, Arisa Credit Union, Lauriston Mini Stadium, Mount Pleasant Medical Station, Petit Martinique Sanchez Hardcourt ICT Center, and Wynwood Sunrise Disco Open Hall. St. Patrick from 18 November to 10 December 2024. Hermitage Heavenly SDA Church, Mount Craven Human Resource Development Center, River Sally Community Center, Rose Hill Human Resource Development Center, and Union Samaritan SDA Church. St. John from 18 November to 4 December 2024, Black Bay Community Center and Cloget Community Center. St. Mark from 5th December to 13 December 2024 at the Non-Parallel Pre-Primary School upstairs, Victoria Child Development Center upstairs, and St. Andrew from 16 to 22nd December 2024 and 2nd to 18 January 2025 at the Granborough Community Resource Center, Grenville SDA Church, Marybo Pentecostal Church, and McKee Pentecostal Church. Remember, we are here to serve you. A message from the Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
I am your youth candidate for St. John, Elon James. As your representative, I will fight for youth in agriculture, education, skills and sports development for youth, climate change, small business development, and young single-parent families. In addition, I would ensure that our young people are part of our democracy, because democracy is not just a bunch of abstract principles and dusty laws in some book somewhere. It is the values we live by, the way we treat each other, including those who don't like us, or pray like us, or see the world exactly like we do, the words of Barack Obama.
Hi, my name is Sashana McBean, and I am your National Youth Parliament candidate for the vibrant and gifted constituency of St. John. I am also an agro-processor and founding director of a CEO that focuses on community and youth development. I believe that you, the youth, are the future. Your voices, your values, and your perspective matters. The areas of interest that I would like to influence once elected as youth parliamentarian for St. John is under community development, youth involvement and engagement, and cultural development. Again, the youth are the future. I believe in you. So stand up, speak up. If not you, then who? Don't believe. Remember the date.
December 5th is the National Youth Elections Day.
From 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Don't miss it.
Register today.
This is the Caribbean, a region known for its stunning beauty and vibrant culture, but also for being among the most vulnerable to the impacts of a changing climate. 2024 is predicted to be a year of climate extremes. A hyperactive Atlantic hurricane season, and early onset of an intense heat season.
When you combine humidity and heat, that is where our bodies get stressed very easily. That is not just human bodies, that is also most living beings, whether it's crops that farmers grow, livestock, whether that is the environment. Heat is becoming dangerous.
The impacts of climate change and climate variability on the Caribbean are becoming increasingly severe.
Basically, the entire Caribbean will be in its wet season until early August. And during that time, whereas in the Eastern Caribbean you get more a progressive increase in the shower activity, in a regular year, this year it might be faster, it might be more intense, it might be more explosive showers. What we're seeing is 23 to 29 storms over the year as a whole, but for the second half of the hurricane season, it's gonna be a little bit more active than we're used to, with double the amount of storms that we usually get between September and November.
By staying up to date about climate information specific to your country, we can prepare and protect our communities, our livelihoods, and the environment.
Welcome back. The Ministry of Infrastructure deployed teams across the island on Tuesday to clear impassable roads and erect caution signs following flooding and a landslide caused by persistent overnight and early morning rainfall as a result of a surface trough. Details in this report by Sherry-Ann Noel.
Overnight rain as a result of a surface trough has caused flooding and severe land slippage in parts of Grenada, making some roads impassable. GIS visited some of the heavily impacted areas on Tuesday, starting at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, which recently suffered severe flooding, and observed clogged drains and stagnant water due to blocked outlets. Some parts of River Road were treacherous with silt, blocked drains and pebbles in the road, making it extremely difficult for motorists. From the River Road area, we journeyed to Montrouge, where we met similar flooding at the Camahon Park as well as blocked drains. Our first major roadblock was at Parade, where we met NADMA's Deputy Coordinator, Otto Pear, observing the level of the landslide that took place there.
We do have a lot of slippage, especially in areas with hills and so. We have some slippages in St. David's. I'm actually on the ground now trying to go around to make assessment as to how bad damages are. We have had reports of slippages in Mardi Gras area. We are actually heading up there now to do that, to have a look at it. As it relates to flooding, we have flooding in some of the suspect areas. So you have the Tantine, the Montrouge, the River Road. Both stadiums were underwater around Minister 7 this morning. So we are making the assessment, and we are encouraging persons, don't just go sightseeing. There are a number of persons from Ministry of Infrastructure who are actually going out and trying to clear the roads and to, respond to the issues that we are experiencing.
Due to the frequency of the rainfall, PSA's NADMA has not had the time to properly assess the damage that has occurred to date.
There were some assessments done, but again, the rain continues to fall, so certainly that would exacerbate the problem of flooding and land slippage. We have had more slippage in areas where you would have had landslides before. So, as long as the rain continues, you can't expect that to happen.
Our next stop was at Upper Mardi Gras area, where we met Member of Parliament for St. George Northeast, Honorable Ron Renhead, assessing what can be referred to as a massive slide that completely covered the road with mud, trees and boulders.
I think this is one of the largest series of slides that we have seen in the Northeast and Grenada by extension, and it's something that we could not concretely predict. And so we have to deal with responding to it, and the response in some instances will be slow, given the strain with the capacity to be able to respond. But it's a work in progress. I think all in all, I must commend all the utility companies, Grenlec, NAWASA, playing their role and their part, the young people who have been coming out so far in certain areas to be able to clean and assist in community cleanup, the environmental wardens, the crews that we have there, and I must commend some of them because I think they're doing an excellent job in responding along with the government.
Honorable Redhead says some of the assistance to remove the debris came from young men who were trained in the Empower program from a business standpoint.
With chainsaws, weed eaters, blowers and so on. So whenever we need to respond to crises like these, they are there available, ready, willing and able. And so it augurs well in terms of the response. However, this one, particularly this slide in Mardi Gras, is one of the largest slides that I've seen in a long time. And it is a task to be able to deal with. The heavy equipment just arrived, and the expectation is that we're going to take the entire day to clean this mess up. We may have to flatten that surface at the top there and put some stone compaction to be able to prevent further slides. But definitely the response will be tremendous in order to respond to everything in its entirety throughout the country.
MP Redhead also spoke of his visit to the homeowners in the direct path of the landslide.
So I have reached out. In fact, we called earlier on this morning when we learned of his unfortunate situation, and he's employed with the Northeast. In fact, one of the workers, one of the homeowners there, occupants, and it's something that he never expected but is accustomed with mini slides in the particular area. So all in all, I think it was just a case of responding to the situation, and as I said, we have to give God thanks that no lives were lost. But it is a severe land slippage that occurred here in Mardi Gras.
Also at the site was Road Officer Kevin George, who spoke to the Ministry of Infrastructure's commitment to get the job done to allow for the flow of traffic.
The aim is to have this completed by the end of the day. Yeah? I believe that outside would get dark on us, yeah, but we are prepared to clean until we have vehicles traversing this area again. At present, we have an excavator, massive excavator, right behind us. And on the top side of the slide, we also have a bobcat, smaller skid steer, that is dumping some of the debris from the top, right? We have trucks that would take some of the heavier debris down here, the large pieces of tree trunks and so on with the rest of the soil, and cart away from this said area and dump it as far as Perseverance, right? We have many trucks that are with us. The aim is to get it cleared. Also, we have some large boulders that are within the soil. We are presently awaiting the men with the team of drilling and cracking those large boulders so that we can also place them on equipment and have them cut away as we aim to have this road cleared by the end of the day.
Residents of Mardi Gras, Ashton Thomas and Kester Elcock, also spoke with the Government Information Service about the severity of the slide and how it has impacted residents in the area.
Maybe I think about 4 o'clock in the morning, I heard the crackling sound, but I thought it was previously, there's a tree right over here, I thought it was that tree. And then I look outside, but I couldn't see anything. And then about 5, when it started to get a little bright, I look outside and I saw the pole was sliding down. And there's a nutmeg tree right here, and I saw the tree was cracked. So I said to my dad, the nutmeg tree is broken. And I thought it was just a nutmeg tree until like when it's bright, and I heard people speaking on the road, and then I realized now there's so much dirt on the road now. And then I came out and I couldn't see it. When I go over to the other side and there's all the water running down at the bottom there, and there's all the stone, so much stone in the bottom of the land. And when I go over to the side and I realize the whole piece of the land just came down. I've never seen that before. I mean, that much. You know, there's a little slide down the street that happened a couple of days ago, but it's not as big as and massive as this, with all the trees and everything. I've never seen that. And the amount of rain I heard for the last couple of days too.
This morning, most of the villagers came out to see, because, you know, this morning, my wife left and then she said, well, you can't pass wrong Tekasi because there is a slide. So you're thinking there's something small. And getting here and actually seeing this, it was way beyond my expectation. I mean, we've lived here, people have farmed on that same piece of land I just saw with the big slide, and to tell the truth, it's mind-boggling to actually see the extent of, I mean, we know that we've been getting some rain over the days and accumulation of water in the soil. It's really, really, really mind-boggling.
Elcock also shared the residents' feedback on the visit to one of the homeowners who was not in a position to speak to our crew.
Everyone went to him this morning and actually he counting his blessings, because if you realize, if you take a close look of where the tree fell, a Bakanu tree fell, and it just barely missed the house, a couple of branches went inside of the window, but he can count his blessings that, I mean, the slide happened. He was traumatized by it, and we can actually see from how he's standing, he and his brother and his son, and they're standing there, and it's I mean, to me, I would think I would count my lucky stars to be in a situation like that, but it's a bit to him traumatizing, knowing that what could have happened.
From Mardi Gras, we journeyed to Bay Road, Latande, where another landslide occurred. There we spoke with a very shaken-up homeowner who did not want to appear on camera. Her house now stands vulnerable to the elements, and she is hoping for assistance to construct a retaining wall.
A bit truthful, I wasn't home Sunday night, but last week Tuesday when the rain was coming, that first piece here went down. And since after that, I started getting frightened. And well, when I heard about the weather, I left and I went down by my sister around 11 o'clock Sunday. And about 5:30 yesterday morning, my neighbor messaged me and tell me the lawn gone. So then I came up, and then it was kind of shocking, but I said that's God work, so I didn't have a choice. But all I'm trying, asking to see if I could get help to put up a wall.
So do you have proper drainage leaving from your home so that you know that your banking is not saturated?
Well, to be truthful, all the water from the spouting come down and go in the drain, because we had put one of them PVC from where the spouting stopped to reach right down in the drain. On the other side, it go down to the back. So But some water came from on the top side from the neighbor, and it was washing underneath the house. So I had to go outside Tuesday and make a drain so the water could stop go underneath the house. And to my great surprise, yesterday morning when I came, I saw this.
Following our site visits, we captured shots of stacked bamboo on the side of the roads at La Pastora and La Colombe from the recent flooding. For the GIS News, I am Sherry-Ann Noel.
Thank you, Sherry-Ann. This is the GIS News. The news will return after the break.
Grenada, it's time to save energy, save money, and build a sustainable future. The Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment, and Renewable Energy is launching the Residential Energy Conservation Challenge, inviting homeowners to cut down their electricity use and compete for fantastic prizes. It's simple. Sign up, adopt energy-saving habits, and track your monthly electricity reduction. Top participants with the greatest energy savings will receive exciting awards, including a grand prize for the biggest energy saver. Be part of the change, save on your bills, and help Grenada move toward a greener future. To join, register online at the Ministry of Climate Resilience Facebook page. Let's power down for a brighter tomorrow.
Well, at this time of the year, we do expect rainfall events because we will be affected by systems such as tropical wave passing through. We will have the presence of the ITCZ in our area, and we might even have tropical cyclones, whether it's depression or storm. Okay? So what we would expect is we will have big rain events. Okay? No matter how dry or wet the season is, we are going to have big rain events. So therefore it is important for every household to have some bit of water stored, because these big rain events normally put us pressure on the NAWASA system. For example, we have landslides that will take away pipes. We may have heavy rainfall that would block the dams and so forth, and so your regular supply will be interrupted. So it is so important for every household to have the recommended 3 days storage of potable water in the household for such eventualities.
Welcome back. Government will do all in its power to ensure it has enough fiscal space to respond in the event of disasters. That commitment from Prime Minister and Minister for Disaster Management, Honorable Deacon Mitchell. Following preliminary assessments, Prime Minister Mitchell explained that millions will have to be expended toward constructing bridges, roads, homes, and river and sea defenses. During a press conference on Tuesday, he said government will seek Cabinet's approval to obtain further financial assistance to respond to the damage caused by heavy rainfall over the last 10 days and to adequately prepare for predicted weather conditions. Since the passage of Hurricane Beryl on July 1st, the government has given millions in financial assistance to farmers and Grenadians affected by the hurricane.
The government obviously is clearly aware of the significant cost, damage, and inconvenience that this has caused and will continue to cause. And in addition to the ongoing cleanup efforts being undertaken by the Ministry of Infrastructure and the various contractors and cleaning crews and road officers, as well as the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, we are also going to have to provide things like housing assistance, clothing, food to families that have been impacted by the flooding. We are going to have to provide assistance in helping people to clean up their homes and so on. And in some instances, we are going to have to, in fact, rebuild or build or move persons out of the areas in which they are living because of the risk that have now developed from some of the landslides. There are some places, for example, like Voley in St. David, where the landslide is significant, and the homes which are close by run the risk of any further significant water damage of some of these homes being compromised. This will run the government and the people of Grenada, the taxpayers of Grenada, into millions of dollars. And so I want to emphasize that many criticize the government for being prudent by suspending and invoking the debt repayment clause so that we could have the necessary liquidity to to deal with those situations. In fact, I was criticized by what I was told were eminent economists. I made the point of saying we could not predict the future. We are still very much in hurricane season, and in addition to that, our weather pattern becomes more and more erratic every year because of the impacts of climate change. And so, as a government, we will do everything to ensure that we have the fiscal space to be able to respond to the various challenges that we face. This is coming at enormous financial consequences to the taxpayers of this country. We are going to have to spend enormous sums of money fixing the roads, addressing the bridges, doing both river and sea defenses. And therefore, we have to appreciate that when we talk about climate change, when we talk about the fact that we are a living lab on the front line of climate change, in the last 11 months, this is exactly living proof of this.
Prime Minister Mitchell said more assistance is on the way for farmers and homeowners affected by the heavy rainfall. The final details will be announced soon.
We have to build our resilience, we have to become more adaptable, and we have to stop engaging in some of the practices that are exacerbating and contributing to the challenge we face. Development cannot come at any cost, and many of us are building in areas where we simply should not be building, where it is very risky to ourselves, our families, and in the end, when the landslides come or when the flooding comes, it is still the taxpayers who have to provide assistance to you. Through the Ministry of Economic Development and Finance, as well as Social Housing and Community Development, we will be seeking Cabinet's approval to provide further financial assistance, for example, to our farmers who've been severely impacted by the flooding, to households that have been significantly impacted by the flooding, and to businesses who've also been significantly impacted by the flooding. At this stage, we are not in a position to give precise details of this because we are still assessing the extent and the level of the damage and the potential continuing threat that we face.
He also encouraged citizens to be vigilant and implement the necessary measures to ensure their safety. We are not yet out of the woods.
The effect of this has been significant damage, and it has left many parts of the country vulnerable. Our roads have been impacted, our bridges have been impacted, our sea defenses have been impacted, schools, government facilities, businesses. You heard from Mr. Terence Smith, the General Manager of NAWASA, of the significant damage to NAWASA's infrastructure, and he's made it clear that the damage is in fact more significant than the damage from Hurricane Beryl. While we have not had major reports of damage to the power lines, we still have significant risk to electricity arising from the slides. And in many instances, we have not been able to clear the slides as quickly as we would wish because there is still significant danger from continued sliding of the soil and from trees falling on the power lines. And so in some instances, we have to await Grenelec giving the all clear and having the trees themselves cut first before we can move to clear the landslides. The Met Office has indicated that we are likely to continue to see rainfall throughout the week, including on the weekend. So it is incumbent on all of us to put our safety first. We have to ensure that if we do not need to be on the road, that we don't go on the road. We have to ensure that if we do not need to be in flood-prone or low-lying areas, that we are not there. In some instances, homes have been completely destroyed as a result of the landslides, or in many instances, completely compromised. We are not yet out of the woods. If the weather pattern continues, we expect more damage, and therefore we really do want to urge all our citizens to exercise caution.
With 3 packages remaining to complete the St. John's River flood mitigation project, government is contemplating further revision of the designs following days of rainfall, which resulted in severe flooding in the area. The project spans from the bridge in front of Steele's Auto Supplies to the mouth of the river close to the back entrance of the National Stadium. Existing designs involve building and stabilizing retaining walls on both sides of the riverbank, but Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell says that may not be enough to resolve the issue currently affecting the area. During Tuesday's press conference, he said a flood mitigation expert will be contracted to advise the government before work resumes on the project.
There were essentially 3 remaining main aspects of the project. The 2 bridges, which is the Humpback Bridge and the bridge located to Steele's Auto Supplies, which have to be constructed anew, and then the entire road was required to be paved. I'll be honest with you. In light of what I've seen, I don't know that merely having 2 new bridges and repaving the road is going to address the flooding that we're facing at River Road. And I don't know that building a 200-foot wall or 10-foot wall will address it. So it's clear from where I sit that I think we are going to have to get a flood mitigation expert to review all of this and to provide further guidance. Obviously, the river and the sea. I even had someone sending me a text message saying, well, as long as the river and the sea are at the same level, then the water is always going to flow back into the settlement. So that is sort of, in a broad sense, what the outstanding aspects of it are.
Chief Technical Officer Kevin Blash agrees that some changes must be made to the designs if they are to be more effective. Once approved, work will resume at the start of the dry season to complete the remaining packages.
The current design of the existing humpback bridge, because it is lower close to the edge of the road, it becomes blocked with bamboo and other pieces of logs and debris, and that also now creates a hydraulic jump in the river that forces the water out to the sides into the stadium. So essentially, until we can seal up all of the spaces in the river that the water would exit through, we are likely to experience similar issues. Our current plan is to attack the construction of these bridges in the dry season coming up. If we do have a dry season, and as Mr. Walters would say, the climatic conditions are likely to be crazy. So ideally, if we do have a proper dry season, we will be cracking off with some work in the river to construct the bridges and complete the project. So at least we should be able to realize some of the benefits.
Continuing the news, the Ministry of Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation is launching a national cleanup campaign this weekend to address the significant impact of the ongoing heavy rainfall across Grenada. This initiative calls on all Grenadians to unite in the effort to ensure the safety, cleanliness and proper functioning of communities. The focus of the campaign is on clearing drains and pathways of debris to reduce the risk of flooding. Minister Honorable Andy Williams encourages all citizens, organizations and community groups to actively participate in cleaning and maintaining their surroundings. The cleanup is being held in collaboration with NADMA, Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority and the Ministry of Infrastructure.
This weekend, we will be having a national cleanup. And again, if you are interested and you want to assist in your community, you can call the number 449-6183 and WhatsApp 417-7091. And what we can do, this initiative is being done in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure, Solid Waste Grenada, NADMA, and by calling, we will contact you and see what we can do to help in the efforts with regards to the cleanup. So we encourage everyone to come out because we are still in the rainy season, and the idea is to try to unblock some of the drains, etc., and to get rid of some of the garbage that may block against some of our water flow that we are experiencing now. And if we do so, we can better equip ourselves for more rains that we forecast to come. So this is an effort where we would like everyone to come forward and assist in whatever way that they can. We are in this together, and together, again, we will see what we can do as a people to deal with this situation that we are faced with, again, by Mother Nature.
Minister Williams said in collaboration with the Ministry of Infrastructure and Physical Development, his ministry is also coordinating efforts to address landslides. Temporary hotlines have been created for citizens to report landslides that require urgent equipment assistance.
The Ministry of MIT would have heard and seen the amount of slides, fallen trees, block drains, etc. And we have set up a mechanism for the public to report and to give information on the above. Hence, in the event you want to report any of the slides, fallen trees, block drains, block rivers, etc., you can do so by calling the telephone number 449-6183. Again, 449-6183. Or you can WhatsApp 417-7091. You can WhatsApp 417-7091. And that is to report, again, any slides, fallen trees, blocked drains, etc., so that we can try our best to assist where possible.
This is the GIS News. When we return, flood and landslide warning issued for the state of Grenada.
The Caribbean is facing increasingly severe climate extremes, and our most crucial resource, water, is under threat. Changes in precipitation patterns, prolonged droughts, and intense storms are impacting both the availability and quality of our water supply.
Water resources essentially is water for potable use, agricultural use, industrial use, and so on. And it can either be on the surface or it could be ground.
Although forecasts for heavy rainfall in 2024 might seem promising, these intense downpours often cause runoff instead of replenishing groundwater sources, which many islands depend on for drinking water.
On the groundwater side,
if it is that we get a drier than usual wet season, we need to be concerned moving into next year. Because if that's followed by a dry season, then we have a problem in 2025 for sure.
To address these changes, it is essential for communities to not only prepare for storms, but also to manage water resources wisely.
As a community, we can start investing in the development of these rainwater harvesting systems. That's one approach. What you can do as an individual is to see how within your own household you can reduce your water footprint in terms of how you use water.
As we move through 2024, focusing on water sustainability and resilience is crucial. Together, through improved management and conservation efforts, we can advance the sustainable use of water resources and build a water-resilient Caribbean.
Hi everyone, my name is Giovanna Mark and I am your Youth Parliament candidate for the Great South St. George. My aim is to be one of the best youth advocates for the great constituency of South St. George. My interest is poetry and skills, and also being a voice for the voiceless, an advocate for those that cannot advocate for themselves. So vote for me as your next Youth Parliament candidate. Vote for action and forget the distraction.
Greetings everyone, my name is Jonathan Mitchell and I'm one of the candidates contesting for the constituency of St. George South. I would be bringing life to youth aspirations via inclusive opportunity for growth, employment initiatives, and community resilience. Remember to register by November the 22nd, and the election will be December 5th. So get your phones ready, get your laptops ready, get your tablets ready. Let's do this one for the youths. I'm Jonathan Mitchell.
I am Giovanna Mark and
we are proud
to be contesting for the constituency of South
St. George.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just checking to see how many of you are already registered and is ready to vote for me. Hi, my name is Beryl. I am 19 years of age and I am the youth candidate for St. George's Southeast. I am ready to listen to your concerns, voice your concerns, and support you all the way. So no long talk. Trust in God, vote with confidence, choose Beryl.
Hi, my name is Symphony Lord, Youth Parliament candidate for St. George Southeast and student of the Anglican High School. I am dedicated to advocacy and doing my utmost best to bring across change. Equity is something not present in every society. However, I would like to play a part in changing that. With your support, I hope to positively impact and offer equity, starting with my constituency and building upwards and outward. Join me to be agents of change, building our success and shaping our very own future. Like my slogan says, fostering initiative, harnessing potential, building success.
Hello, my name is Angela Bowen, and I am the Youth Parliament candidate for St. George Northwest. I want to help you to advocate on the issues that affect us, to be the change you yearn to see, to prove that us youths aren't just the future, but the doers of today. Vote Angela Bowen for St. George Northwest, working together to change communities.
My name is Jamal Mitchell, and I am your representative for St. George Northwest District. I am advocating for food security, improving the education and agricultural sector, mental health awareness. I'm also advocating for hydroponics, solar dehydration, aeroponics to the deflate the current food insecurity rate by 26% by 2026. I am your district representative, Jamal Mitchell, and I am urging you to come out and vote for me on December the 5th, 2024.
Remember to register on www.youthtelections.gd and complete a simple registration form.
And don't forget to cast your votes on December 5th.
Tourism is me, tourism is you, tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business, tourism is your business, tourism is our business. Listen one and all, tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
National Disaster Coordinator Dr. Terence Walters says the Meteorological Office has advised that additional rainfall can be expected going into the next few days. Residents, particularly in flood-prone areas, are advised to stay vigilant. He was speaking at a press conference on Tuesday morning.
A low-level trough in the vicinity of the Windward Islands is producing moderate to heavy showers and isolated thunderstorms like we experienced overnight. Moisture and instability associated with the surface trough will continue to affect the island chain. Consequently, a flood and a landslide warning has been issued for the state of Grenada. Now, if conditions persist, more flooding and landslides are expected. So because of that low-level trough, if the conditions persist and we have more rains, we can anticipate more flooding and more landslides. So additional rainfall is expected over the next few days. Again, so let's repeat that. Additional rainfall is expected over the next few days. As a result of the rainfall experienced overnight, all schools are closed today, Tuesday, November 19. Again, all schools are closed today. That's Tuesday, November 19. There are reports of landslides and flooding, fallen trees in several areas across the country. So we have those reports.
Dr. Walters reminded the nation that we are still in the hurricane season, and as such, we should expect these extreme weather conditions.
I want to remind everyone that we are still in the hurricane season. The season ends officially on the 30th of November. We can expect more rainfall and we can expect wet conditions to continue. November is normally the wettest month, so we can or we should expect more rainfall. We live in a multi-hazard environment where we can expect we should expect more than one hazard to occur at the same time. We've had flooding, landslides, and again, there are other hazards that can occur at the same time. So in a multi-hazard environment, we have to be prepared for that.
Tuesday's rain and flooding forced the temporary closure of the Office of the Ministry of Social Development and Gender Affairs. The ministry has informed that seed payment scheduled for Wednesday, November 20th has been postponed to Thursday, November 21st, subject to improved weather conditions. Payments for recipients in St. George's will take place on the first floor of the ministerial complex in the area that was previously utilized as a cafeteria. Upon arrival, recipients will be directed by designated staff. Payment for recipients in St. Andrew will take place at the Revenue Office also on Thursday. Recipients in St. Patrick and St. David will receive their payments at their respective revenue offices on Friday, November 22nd, while those in St. Mark and St. John will receive their payments at their revenue offices on Monday, November 25th. Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell will attend the CARICOM-India Summit in Guyana on Wednesday, November 20th. Prime Minister Mitchell said this is the second summit to be held to further solidify bilateral cooperation between CARICOM and India in energy and infrastructure, agriculture and food security, health and pharmaceuticals, technology and innovation, as well as human resources and capacity building. Grenada and India established diplomatic relations in October 1975 and has since enjoyed benefits in health, education, cultural exchanges, infrastructure development, among others. Prime Minister Mitchell anticipates that more benefits are on the way for Grenada, as many agreements are expected to be signed during his visit.
In light of the challenges we are facing here in the region with climatic conditions, and I want to point to it, it's not just Grenada. St. Vincent, again, has been impacted by this weather pattern. Belize has had significant flooding as a result. Also, that we need the support of our international partners to be able to help us in whatever way they can in addressing some of those issues. But there are a number of areas and agreements that we expect to sign with India. As you know, it's essentially overtaking China as the most populous country. It has one of the fastest growing economy, and we've had a long and cordial fraternal relations with India. So we'll be hosting Prime Minister Modi in Guyana, and as chairman of CARICOM, I will be co-chairing the meeting with Prime Minister Modi. The
opening ceremony will feature remarks by Prime Minister Honorable Deacon Mitchell as chair of CARICOM, President of Guyana, His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, Prime Minister of India, Honorable Narendra Modi, and CARICOM Secretary General Dr. Carla Barnett. Minister for Mobilization, Implementation and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams, will act as Prime Minister in the absence of Honorable Deacon Mitchell. The Grenada Authority for the Regulation of Financial Institutions, GAFIN, a statutory body of the Government of Grenada, continues to maintain robust supervision of the island's non-bank financial sector through comprehensive risk management and assessment practices. Deputy Executive Director Kellon Fletcher told our news desk that GAFIN continues to engage in on-site and off-site monitoring of risk management and assessment for institutions across Grenada. GAFIN is the regulatory body responsible for the non-bank financial sector, including insurance companies and intermediaries. Fletcher stated that on-site supervision is done frequently to ensure that businesses are engaging in the right practices.
There are two major areas. There's off-site supervision and there's on-site supervision. So in terms of off-site supervision, that's what we do in office. We will review the financial information. We will review various reports that we get from the entities. If there are complaints or any other things, we investigate those matters. And then we follow a risk-based approach. So where we would focus on the entities that have higher risk or areas that are greater risk. For credit unions, for example, it's credit risk because loans. So that is a risk that, the credit unions are not able to get their loans repaid by their members because of perhaps poor credit underwriting practices or because of the risk has changed because household income of the members has been compromised. So when we go on site now, we physically go into the entity for a period of time. It could be a few days, it could extend into a few weeks, depending on the nature of the examination. We'd go in, we would review files, we would have interviews with management and other key staff in various roles to ensure that our understanding of the operation is what it should be, to ensure also as well that they know what it is that they are supposed to do as well. We would review all the files and documentation, minutes, reports, policies, letters from auditors, internal and external board papers, and so forth. And we would form our analysis from that. We'll have findings, we'll have recommendations, and we have an exit meeting shortly after the end of the on-site with the management, with the board. And we will discuss our findings and our recommendations with them, and then we will issue the report thereafter.
He explained that while there is no fixed schedule for risk assessments, the organization's consistent monitoring ensures that these evaluations are conducted as needed to uphold financial stability and compliance.
We have a work program, and through our continuous assessment of risk, we know what are the areas and who are the companies that are high up the priority list. But of course, this is supervision is a dynamic thing, right? Something could happen, and we have to make a decision. Well, what are we going to do? Is it that we're going to have an on-site? Are we going to have enhanced reporting in this area? Do we need to call a meeting with the senior persons and leadership of the various entities? So it's both. There's a structured approach, and then it also has to have room for, dynamics that could happen at any time in the marketplace.
That story just ended the GIS news for Tuesday, November 19th. A recap of the headline. Grenada experiences severe flooding and landslides in a matter of days as surface trough causes persistent rain. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us.